Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here and I have another challenge that I am taking part in this month. A little bit out of control, but look, when they happen, and if I decide to participate, well, it's my own damn fault, isn't it? But this one is Dear Julie's monthly journal making challenge. And I love doing May's because it's May Mayhem and we do some interesting things that challenge you, but they're also a lot of fun. Basically, we had a heap of things we have to make, so embellishment type arrangements, that's in that tin. And in this tin, we have to pick out 3 things that must be included on those embellishments. I've already made a few, which I'll show you. And that's why this tin's a little bit empty. Once I have used up all of these, all the elements go back in and we keep working through the items that we have to make. So when I decided to do this challenge, I couldn't pick a theme because I thought, well, this might end up like quite an eclectic collection of goodies. But I did finally pick one, and I have created this very simple journal cover at this stage, very basic. And it's going to be a lady's diary. So the idea of this and the theme of it will be things that a lady may participate in. So it may be playing cards, sewing, whatever. That way, when I pick the things I'm doing for my embellishment, I will sort of head in that direction. So I just used a lovely piece of scrapbook paper on a coffee. It's cardboard from a box of coffee sachets. I thought this was a very good size for a lady's journal. So we've done that so far. No embellishment on this. This one doesn't have to have the 3 things added to it. We'll get to the rest of that later. I've done that. The other thing I have done, I have started creating my inserts. I will definitely be putting 2 in there. But the reason why I haven't sewn them in yet is because we're making all these embellishments. These are going to get very chunky. And there will also be more than 1 embellishment for each page. So I really can't decide as yet how many pages I think I'll need. So I have collected a few papers, I've put them together, and I was going to sew them in and I went, hang on a minute, Nick, you might just need more, maybe less, I don't know. But I have started them. That's the next bit. So some of the embellishments that I've already done, and the reason why I thought I did these and didn't put the camera on, because the things I picked out to include were pretty basic, didn't have to think too much about it, and I just started playing. But I'll show you what I've done. The first thing we had to do was make 10 clusters. So that's what I've done here. And the 3 things I pulled out for clusters were strips of paper, book pages, and paper flowers. So I just tore up little rectangles of book pages to use as my base. The strips of paper I turned into little flag shape just to give them a bit of something. And then I used all sorts of little tiny cutout flowers, you name it, like just literally tried to make them quite nondescript so that I can add them onto pages, and they, you know, they're very basic, but I can keep adding to them. Just tried to go with didn't pick a particular color theme. I made everyone different so that when I decide where I'm going to put them, I will find a place easily. And because they're quite neutral, look, they'll fit in anywhere. I'll make it work. So just all sorts of bits and pieces, all sorts of different colors, used up scraps, but just stuck with the main theme and including the 3 items. Then we had to do a belly band. One of the things was a belly band with an insert. And for this belly band, I had to include playing card, napkin, and stenciling. So I started off with this sort of lace scrapbooking paper that I put a bit of coffee on just to tone it down a bit. Even though I have now decided I will put white in this as well. I don't mind the contrast. And in reality, back then, you know, if a lady was keeping a diary full of things that are happening in her life, they're not all going to be beautifully stained and everything. So I won't necessarily do that again. But this little piece on here is from a napkin that I glued down, and so is this clock face. I was sort of going with the theme of playing cards at night. Again, these two embellishments were quite bright. I sprayed a bit of coffee on those two to go with the theme. Stamped on the candelabra, and the stenciling is just some little gold hearts, just a few on each one. And I used the heart because there is a gold heart on that cute little card. So that will go into my journal, and that is the journaling card that will go in with it. And I backed it with some coffee dyed exercise book page so that you can actually write on it. So we've done that one. Another one is a flip up, flip down pocket with an insert. So what you do is what I will be doing, you glue this down and you make a pocket from the top, but you also have a hidden journaling space inside. Now, the three things that I had to use for this was lined journal paper, messy thread, and a ticket. These I cut out from a sheet of scrapbooking tickets that I had in my stash. Messy thread, pretty straightforward, and just put a little piece of the lined journal paper down there because it has to be on there. Also tore up a piece and popped it on the back so that you can write on this journaling card. And then, of course, I put a piece inside here so you have a great little hidden journaling spot. So that will go onto a page like that when I've decided which page it's going onto. Another one we had to do was 2 file index cards. Now, because my journal is quite small, I couldn't use a full width index card because obviously that's going to look a bit stupid. That's hanging out way too far. So I thought that's okay. Instead of using that or trying to make it work, I simply cut one in half. Of course, coffee dyeing yet again because I love it. Again, I have used a serviette. We didn't have to. With this, it was, now what did I have to use for I had to do stitching, which I've done, a game piece, which I've done, and a doily. So I just coffee dyed the paper because, again, this was before I decided we'll do some white, but I think it does suit the colour tones of this serviette. I just put those down on there because I wanted a bit of decoration on these. Used a lovely gold metallic doily, but just a little strip of it down the bottom. And then with the game pieces, these were actually quite thick. So what I did, I peeled a couple of layers off the back so that they're not too thick. And this deco on here is actually a pattern strip on the napkin that I used, and I just decoupaged that onto the front so that the color tones match because they're from the same napkin, and that's how I did my game pieces. And the only other thing I have done so far, we had to create a master board, and on our master board, the 3 things that I pulled out, where's my list? Because I keep forgetting what I'm doing. Oh, a postage stamp I had to include. Digital, I used some of these bits here. Where's another bit? Another bit there, and this bit. I have a free digital on my website, which was to support Ukraine. And I thought, let's do that. So I've used my digital for that. And the last thing was, what did I have to use? Oh, I have completely forgotten. Oh, a paper ruffle, that's right. So I've just sewn this little bit of ruffle on here. Now, we can use this to make whatever we like. I will be using it for some of the other embellishments that I have to make. One of them is 4 large journal tags. So I'm going to obviously use this to do the large journal tags, etc., etc. And that's why I kept my ruffle very small, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to be using this yet. And then I thought today we can make one of these things with, watch as I make one of these. I've already done some prep to make it a little bit faster, but what we're doing here today, this is a border tuck with insert, and the 3 things I have to include on both the border tuck and on the insert are metal, flower, and sewing pattern. So the prep I have done, this was a piece of scrapbooking paper that size. I had, this was out of a magazine. I have glued it down and then die cut around it because I just thought that was the prettiest little frock. And I felt the pink just went so well with that. So how this will work, let's pretend this is a journaling page in my journal. It will go like this. Okay, except of course it's going to be on a page that's bigger so you don't see all of this stuff. I will probably glue the bottom down and maybe across the top, and I may even have that as a tuck spot. Not sure yet, but that's unimportant. The bit we're working on here is the border tuck. So I have already created my tuck by folding this in half, and then this will get glued down on my journal page, and we have to decorate it. So, oh, this is the other thing. This is going to be the insert. This is from the same paper pad. I thought the plaid was a good contrast to the floral, and seeing we're sort of going with a sewing theme here, this sort of looked like fabric even though it's not. And I have a cute little punch, corner punch, which I've used just to make those corners look a little bit interesting. I have a sewing pattern here. I was going to use the actual pattern part, but patterns in Australia are very, very thin. And I think if I glue that down on here, you're sort of not really going to see it. So I thought, right, what we're going to do instead, this is actually the instructions from a pattern. And what I thought I might do is use these 2 bits here. I think size-wise, they'll work well for what I am playing with. So we're going to simply tear this down. This is a pattern I bought at a market. I paid next to nothing for it. I have no intentions of ever trying to sew these things. I just bought it because it was a pattern. But I think it might be perfect for what I'm trying to do here today, because the size should work. Now, actually, no, was going to have rough edges, but I think it might be okay, I think, in this case, because it's a sewing pattern. It's something that's very specific. We might just actually cut them out. So, seeing this is an elongated shape, I was thinking I would use that one on this piece, and then this one, because it goes across, if you want the number showing up in the correct way and not on the side. And I don't like things sideways. That's why I never use book pages on their side. I can't stand it. I thought that one would suit here. So let's glue these down, and then we'll do some embellishing. I'll just use this. I'm not actually at my desk. My desk is completely overthrown with the gel printing challenge that I am doing. So I have set up a little table out in my living room to do this sort of stuff on. So just excuse the table if I bounce around a bit. I'm sorry, but I just cannot do it any other way at the moment, unless I pack everything up and then pack everything away, and I can't be bothered with that. So there we go. There is our sewing pattern, and we're going to do the same over here for this other one. Just a quick bit of gluing. There we go. Done. Easy fixed. And then we need to do some embellishing. Now, we have to include metal and flower. Now, for metal, I ummed and ahed again. I'm very good at umming and ahhing. It's my favourite thing to do when I have to make a decision like this. But look, I decided to use, I found these two flowers in my stash, so I thought we might put one of them on there and one of them, no, we might, they don't have to sit on that thing. We'll put that there. So we're going to glue those down, and then we're going to go through my blingy bits, and we're going to find a pretty center for these, because that looks a bit boring otherwise. Pop those down. So that will be my two flowers. Now, I've got my little pouch here that includes all my little stick down bling things. Oh, let's have a look. What have we got in here? I'm a bit worried about thickness. I think these pearls would be perfect, but I am a little bit worried that they're going to be too, it's just going to create so much bulk. What have I got? No, they're the wrong colour. Let's see, what else have I got here that might work? Oh, hang on. Look at these. Now, I got these in a Happy Mail swap. Oh, maybe we could use these. I think this looks very cute. Hang on, how do we open this? Let's have a look. These are like little, you know, like little gel, except they're not gel. They're actually harder. But have a look at this one. Oh, yes, we're going to use these. Have a look at this. What a great, oops-a-daisy. Now we'll get some glue on there. This one is perfect because it's got plaid on it. Oh, I love it. That one is ideal, and I think that fits in there perfectly, and it doesn't stick up anywhere near as much as the pearls would. Now I need one for here, and I'm thinking maybe, seeing we've got a little bit of almost a limey green arrangement there, and we might use this limey green one, I think. There we go. Then we'll pop that one on there. Oh, yes, these are very cute. And I think that's a much better choice. They're nowhere near as bulky. And don't worry about my glue. This glue dries completely clear, so that'll be perfect. Now for metal, I couldn't decide what to do, but I came up with an idea. I thought, why not use pretty pins? That's metal, so that will do. And I grabbed a few little embellishment pieces here, and I thought maybe the pin could pin down a little piece of pretty. Just got to pick something that might work. See, if we popped that one on there, you can't really see it that much, but it doesn't matter. This is just a bit of fun. I could do, oh, now that's not bad. I could do another flower arrangement there to match that one. I had this cute little piece of ribbon. I don't really like that. Hang on. That's not too bad either. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hang on. Let's swap. What if we, because we have this elongated shape, we pop that one on there and then use this one. Oh, look, that's it. That's what we're going to do. Now, I'm not going to bother gluing these down unless I decide they fluff around too much. So let's pick this one here. If it annoys me, I will glue them down. But this is just purely a little bit of extra decoration. I don't have to add this bit of bling. But I just thought, well, if there's a pin... No, actually, you know what we might do? I think maybe we might go a little bit more across so that that pin head sticks out a little bit better. There we go. Now, I like that. And then I think what we'll do, because I don't want to have this doing any damage and or becoming a problem when I try and insert the journal card, I will just tape that down, and it will also help to hold it in place. So there we go. It's a little bit bumpy, but that's okay. I still love it, and it's my metal, so I'm happy with that. And then we go to this one here. I think I might put it down the bottom, and I'll use the green one for this. We might, because let's just try. I actually want to use it to hold down the embellishment. There we go. Pop that in, and I'll just, I think, yeah, I'll put it back through again. Just same principle so that we can, I might even put another piece of paper on this so that you can use this more as a journaling card. I'll have a think about that, but that could be worthwhile. But otherwise, there we go. Very simple, but I have all my requirements. Pardon me. I have a piece of pattern, sewing pattern. I have something metal, and I have a flower. So there we go. Very simple, but I do think it looks quite cute. And that will be, all the fun bits will be nicely hidden away, and then you get that lovely little surprise when you open it. And there we go. So that's done. Look, it's only halfway through the month. If you want to join in on this challenge, it's great fun because you've got to use things you might not normally put together. I'll pop a link down in the description box, and you can go and watch the video that introduces this challenge. But that's it for now. I will be back, and if I get another fun one that tricks me a little bit, I'll make sure I put the camera on and you can see what I actually create. I hope you enjoyed this. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you joined the family. I do paper crafting and paper planning videos, and if you liked this, please hit the thumbs up. It just helps YouTube share my channel with others. So until next time, stay healthy and stay safe. Bye for now.